On Saturday, 6th of this month, we had a very unfortunate situation when the presidential flag bearer for NUP, Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, when he came for his campaign in Gulu, there was a scuffle between his team and the security forces. People saw it on different social media platforms. I saw the video. But also there were some group of people who were moving with sticks, beating people. That is unacceptable. It is unfortunate, but that does not represent what the people of Gulu City strives for. And so I want to condemn in the strongest term possible that unfortunate and unacceptable actions of those individuals. I think they took advantage of the situation. They robbed people, they were beating people, and that must stop. I have talked to the police and they said they have launched serious investigations. I hope they will do that expeditiously and get the people involved to book. You know, in every city there are criminal-minded people. But such people sometimes want to take advantage of such events. And they want to use it for their own motives. And so we need to be very careful even when we are talking about this, because we end up mixing things, okay? So, and we should call wrong as wrong. So I want to condemn that. Now, yesterday I received a very sad news from a lady who called me, one of the aunties of the boy who passed on yesterday. Joshua. The lady called to inform me that their son had been attacked. He was taken to Lecho Hospital. He succumbed to the injuries. And so when I tried to find out what exactly happened, she explained to me that the boy left home late in the evening, went to town, only to be taken back by some Boda Boda cyclists. They took him when he was almost unconscious. That is according to the auntie. That he was almost unconscious, and the Boda Bodas told them that they found some people assaulting the boy, okay, and they brought him home. And according to the lady, she said the Boda Bodas were saying those people who were assaulting were alleging that the boy took their phone, okay. Unfortunately, some political players want to turn this and take it to their own advantage. Some of them started misreporting that this boy was beaten at a rally. Some of them are even going ahead as a strategy to blackmail some of us, because they know Mapenduzi is a strong pillar in politics within. They know Mapenduzi is a mobilizer. So they are beginning to create a scene to blackmail and say, you know, the people who are beating people in town are people who were sponsored by Mapenduzi, Temawani and all that. That is bogus. Such allegations are uncalled for. But I'm not surprised, because there are people who take that as their way of politics. Why would you want to associate Mapenduzi to any form of violence? I was chairman of this district. We built this district. We made a lot of effort to make Gulu be where it is right now. How would I even be a party to anything that destroys the legacy we have built? That is unfortunate. I condemn that, but I also want to warn some of those who are trying to play around with my name. I am not that level. Fortunately, there are people who have recorded themselves on Twitter and social media confessing that they were involved, that they were the one terrorizing people, causing chaos. The police has to pursue them. But in doing so, some of these political players who are looking for cheap politics should spare some of us out of it. Because I have no business with criminality. I have no business with chaos. That's not where I belong. And so I disassociate myself with that. But I also want to caution those who try to drag me into that you are going the wrong direction, because you will not succeed. You cannot drag me easily into that, okay? On that day, on Saturday, I had a very successful program with the Boda Bodas. And our program had nothing to do with the presidential campaigns. Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, as a presidential candidate, has full right, constitutional right, to move and campaign in any part of the country, and according to the guidelines of the Electoral Commission. I have no business with that. But I had a very successful program. I think where they are hard is that I had a very successful program with the Boda Bodas. I gave them helmets, I gave them nice t-shirts having the portrait of the president. We had a long meeting with them on how we can address some of the challenges they are facing. And when they were going to fuel their bike at Starbucks, they moved in a line with a lot of discipline. They displayed maturity. I think that did not go well with the new people who thought they were going to use Boda Bodas probably to receive their candidate or to go and join their rallies. Okay? So the accusation is false, the allegation is uncalled for, and that has to stop. But I condole with the family of Joshua who passed on. I have talked to the police. They have recorded statements from the family. All the statements, according to the police, point to what the auntie told me. I'm told the two Boda Bodas are cooperating with the police to get the people who attacked this young boy. And I hope that will be handled expeditiously. But also I want to tell you that every time we have events, not just political rallies, sometimes back a few months ago, there was a big event at Kaunda Ground. A young girl was found dead the next morning. I think she was attacked by some people and we buried her. Such kind of incidences sends a bad image for our city. And so the police and the security agencies should do their best to make sure lives are protected. Our people have to live in safety and dignity. And so I condole with the family and I call upon the police to do their best and make sure justice is delivered. But about the allegations, I consider that bogus. I have no business with criminality. I have no business with chaos. I cannot sponsor hooligans. I hate that. And I can never be a party to anything that destroys our city. Never. That's my message.